Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Today we're going to talk about what in the world is AR so that you're ready to go ahead and do what you need to do in class this semester. What is AR? AR stands for Accelerated Reader. It's basically a program created by the company Renaissance Place, and it's created solely for the purpose of making sure that students are reading independently and they're reading at a decent reading level and reading rate. All of the books in the system are leveled according to a system of reading levels. Basically, there's this crazy mathematical formula where your book's length and the book's difficulty are combined together in this crazy way, and then the book is assigned a point total. You only need to know your reading level and the point totals of the books in which you're reading. However, if you're one of those mathematically minded people and you're really, really interested in looking at the formula, there is an AR points paper that you can look at. Your teacher probably has a copy of it. There's also a copy of it in Schoology that you can go ahead and look at and get some more information. Examples of AR books in the library and their levels. You are going to be given a point total that you're going to have to reach every marking period in your ELA class. And in order to reach that, you're going to need to choose books that you would like to read from the library or somewhere else. And you're going to need to know what those point levels are because you're going to have to earn a certain amount of points. So for example, Twilight in our library, it's a 4.9 reading level, but it has 498 pages. So that's a lot of pages for a 4.9 level. So it's worth 18 points. The book Stargirl by Jerry Spinelli is a much smaller book, only being 186 pages, but it's a similar reading level to Twilight, but it's only worth 6 points. The Hunger Games is a 5.3 level. It's a 15-point book, 374 pages. And then Green Angel, which is a similar reading level to the Hunger Games at 5.2, is only worth 3 points because it's only worth 116 pages. Let me go ahead and show you where you can find this information when you're looking at a book in the card catalog. So if you go to the card catalog and say you're looking for the book, The Hunger Games, you go ahead and type Hunger Games and you click on title. You can see that right here, it says Accelerated Reader. Gives you the level, which is a 5.3, and right after that, it'll tell you how many points the book is worth. If that is not listed, that means that the book currently does not have an AR test. So please, 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 please make sure that you're picking a book that is AR. How do you know when you look at a physical book in the library and you're not looking at the card catalog, you're just browsing the stacks? How do you know that that book is AR? Well, you can look and see just by looking at the spine of the book. If you notice, the book on the left says fiction list, but then underneath it, there is no little sticker of a red book. That means that this book is not yet an AR book. It does not yet have an AR test. Whereas the book on the right, underneath the fiction Benwell sticker, there is an accelerated reader sticker. If you see that accelerated reader sticker on a book, you know that that book has an AR test and that you're safe checking that book out for AR. To know if that book is in a level when you're looking at the physical book in the library, if you open up the front cover of the book, either on the left or right hand corner, you will see a sticker that has important information about AR. So you can see this one has the title, The Last Leaves Falling in the Book. The author is Sarah Benwell. The reading level is 4.1, and the point total is 9 points. And then, just for your convenience, we have the Accelerated Reader quiz number. You would just have to type in that number. You don't even need to type in the EN. Just that number into Accelerated Reader if for some reason you couldn't find it by typing in the title. It's really sensitive. Sometimes if you make one spelling error, it totally throws things off. So the quiz number is there for you as well. If you're looking for a book outside the library, like you're at Barnes & Noble, or you're looking on Amazon, or you're at the public library, or you're at a used bookstore, or you're just looking at, the books that are on your older brother or sister's bookshelf, and you want to know if a book is an AR book, they're not going to have the stickers on them because Mrs. Gehring and I haven't run off everywhere and stuck AR stickers everywhere in the world. So you're going to have to go to this website, arbookfind.com, and go ahead and see if your book is an AR book. And we can do that right now. I can just go click on the website. There's also a link to it on the library webpage. You want to click what you are. Are you a student, parent, teacher, or librarian? I'm a librarian, so I'm going to click that. You would click student because that is what you are. And then if you're looking for a book, you could type in, again, Hunger Games, and click enter. Here you would click the title of the book, and you would find right here again, the level is 5.3 and it's worth 15 points. The book showed up. Now, don't be worried if the cover is different than your book. They change covers all the time. What you do need to be worried about is making sure that the book is the right book. Is it the same title and the same author? If you have difficulty with that and you're unsure, please come talk to your teacher or come talk to me in the library and we will double check. If you can't find the book in AR Book Find, it usually means that book is not an AR book. However, if you're like, this book absolutely positively has to be an AR book, there's got to be something wrong, bring it in to me. I'll do the search for you. I'll look it up and make sure that it isn't because there was a typo or it's in under a different name or something like that. And I'll make sure to try to find it for you. Okay. Testing for AR. When you finally get to the point where you need to take an AR test, and there's a separate video teaching you how to take an AR test, it's a comprehension test. It's multiple choice. They range in size from 5 to 10 questions. So your test is either going to be a 5-question test, a 10-question test, or for our really, really lengthy books, they have to be super long for this, 20 questions. They're all online for you to take when you've completed a book. The amount of points you earn on a test depends on how much your book is worth and how many questions you answer correctly. The AR pre-paperwork from your teacher will probably have this on here, but I'm going to explain it a little bit more. Here's an example. If I read a book worth 10 points and then take the test, if I get a 10 out of 10 on that test, I will get 100% of those points. So I would get 10 AR points for that. But if I get a 9 out of 10 on that test, I will only get a 90% of the points, which would be 9 points out of 10. So here's the big thing. Sometimes when you take a test, you're going to end up getting 0 points, even if you got some of the questions right. What? Why does that happen? On a 5 or 10 question test, if you score below 60%, you will not earn any points on the test. Why? Because if you're earning below a 60% on the test, you're really showing the AR program and your teacher and me, the librarian, that you either did not understand that book when you read it or you didn't read it. Now, you may have read it with your eyes, but you may have not been engaged in your brain. You may have been thinking about something else, what happened in your soccer game last night, who broke up with who. You might be thinking about, whoa, I'm really hungry. What's there for lunch? And you weren't paying attention to the text. And if that happens and you didn't understand the text, even though you read it with your eyes, you really didn't get the whole story or get all the information out of the book. So you don't deserve those points. If that happens to you, you do not get to take the test again. You take the test once, you are no longer allowed to take the test again. So you can't go back and reread the book once you've taken the test. It's too late then. You just need to move on and find another book. If you do fail a test, I would highly recommend talking to your teacher and seeing if there's some structure we can put into place for you to help you succeed better on your test. Maybe you need us to help you create a reading schedule for you. Maybe you need some help on how to take notes and study those notes before you take your test, and we can help you out with that. If you're taking one of those big book tests that have 20 questions, if you score below a 70%, meaning you get a 69% or lower, you will not earn any points in the test. Why is it different than a 5 or a 10 question test? I don't know. AR created that. That's a Renaissance Place thing. That's not an extra school district thing. And there's nothing that we can do about it, no matter how much we don't like it or complain about it. It's just the way it is. Assessing your AR work. You're going to have check-ins, and there are going to be rubrics on how this point total that you're getting for AR shows up as a skyward grade. And your teacher is going to go over that with you in depth. If you have any questions, you can feel free to email me about them. You can send me a message through Schoology, or you can talk to your teacher about it. Have a great day.